In the bustling city of Tokyo, there was a legend that sent shivers down the spines of the locals. The legend of the Kuchisik-onna, or the slit-mouthed woman, was one that had been whispered about for generations. According to the legend, the Kuchisik-onna was a beautiful woman who wore a surgical mask to cover her horrifying deformed mouth. She would approach unsuspecting victims on the streets late at night and ask them a simple question: "Am I beautiful?" If the victim answered yes, the Kuchisik-onna would remove her mask to reveal her grotesque, slit-mouthed grin and ask the question again. If the victim answered no, the Kuchisik-onna would pull out a pair of scissors and kill them on the spot. The legend had spread like wildfire throughout the city, with many claiming to have seen the Kuchisik-onna lurking in the shadows late at night. Some even claimed to have narrowly escaped her wrath by answering her question cleverly or running away as fast as they could. One night, a young woman named Aiko was walking home from work when she felt a chill run down her spine. She looked around nervously, feeling as though she was being watched. As she quickened her pace, she heard a faint whisper behind her. "Am I beautiful?" Aiko froze in place, her heart pounding in her chest. She turned slowly to see a woman standing before her, wearing a surgical mask and staring at her with piercing eyes. Without thinking, Aiko stammered, "Yes, you are beautiful." The woman smiled and removed her mask, revealing a gruesome, slit-mouthed grin. Aiko's eyes widened in terror as the woman repeated her question. "Am I beautiful now?" Aiko's mind raced as she tried to come up with a response. Suddenly, she remembered a tactic she had heard about to outsmart the Kuchisik-onna. "You are average," Aiko replied, hoping it would be enough to save her life. The woman's smile faltered, and for a moment, Aiko thought she had made a grave mistake. But to her relief, the woman nodded and put her mask back on. "You are lucky," the woman said before disappearing into the darkness. Aiko stood there in shock, unsure of what had just happened. She quickly made her way home, constantly looking over her shoulder to make sure the Kuchisik-onna wasn't following her. The next day, Aiko couldn't shake the feeling of dread that had settled in her chest. She decided to do some research on the urban legend of the Kuchisik-onna, hoping to find some answers. As she delved deeper into the myth, Aiko discovered that the Kuchisik-onna was said to be a vengeful spirit who had been wronged in life. Some believed she was a victim of domestic abuse, while others claimed she had been a jealous lover who had met a tragic end. Aiko couldn't help but feel a pang of sympathy for the Kuchisik-onna. She wondered if there was a way to break the curse that had plagued the spirit for so long. Determined to uncover the truth, Aiko set out to find the origins of the legend. She visited shrines and temples, seeking guidance from the spirits that resided there. Finally, after much searching, Aiko stumbled upon an ancient scroll that told the story of the Kuchisik-onna. According to the scroll, the Kuchisik-onna was a woman named Kyoko who had been brutally murdered by her husband for suspected infidelity. In her dying moments, Kyoko had cursed her husband and vowed to seek revenge on anyone who crossed her path. Filled with a newfound sense of purpose, Aiko set out to free Kyoko's spirit from the curse that bound her to the mortal realm. She visited the site of Kyoko's murder and performed a ritual to cleanse the area of negative energy. As Aiko completed the ritual, a ghostly figure appeared before her. It was Kyoko, the Kuchisik-onna, but this time she had a peaceful expression on her face. "Thank you," Kyoko whispered, her voice ethereal and filled with gratitude. "You have freed me from my torment. I can finally rest in peace." Aiko smiled, feeling a sense of closure wash over her. She had not only saved herself from the wrath of the Kuchisik-onna but had also brought peace to a tortured soul. From that day on, the legend of the Kuchisik-onna faded into obscurity, replaced by stories of a brave young woman who had faced her fears and conquered the darkness that lurked in the shadows of the city. And Aiko knew that she had played a small but significant role in rewriting the fate of the slit-mouthed woman.
In the heart of Tokyo, nestled among the towering skyscrapers and bustling streets, there lies an urban legend so chilling that even the bravest souls dare not speak of it after dark. It is said that the ghost of a young woman haunts the alleyways and shadowy corners of the city, her pale face twisted in a perpetual scream of anguish. The legend of Yurei, as she is known, is a tale that has been passed down through generations in hushed whispers and fearful glances. It is said that Yurei was a beautiful young woman who lived in Tokyo many years ago. She was beloved by all who knew her, with her radiant smile and kind heart that touched the lives of everyone she met. But one fateful night, tragedy struck. Yurei was walking home from work when she was suddenly attacked by a group of thugs who sought to rob and harm her. In her desperation to escape, she ran into a dark alleyway where she met her doom. The next morning, Yurei's lifeless body was found by a passerby, her face frozen in a look of terror. The police were unable to apprehend the culprits, and her death was ruled a homicide. But as the days turned into weeks, rumors began to circulate that Yurei's spirit had returned to seek vengeance on those who had wronged her. According to the legend, Yurei's ghost can be seen wandering the streets of Tokyo at night, her ghostly form gliding silently through the darkness. Anyone who dares to look into her eyes is said to be struck with a paralyzing fear, unable to move or speak as she draws closer and closer. Those who have encountered Yurei's ghost speak of a bone-chilling cold that envelops them, a sensation so terrifying that it feels as if their very soul is being drained from their body. And then, just when they think they can bear it no longer, Yurei's blood-curdling scream fills the air, piercing their eardrums and driving them to the brink of madness. But perhaps the most disturbing aspect of the legend is the belief that Yurei's ghost has the power to possess those who cross her path. It is said that those who are unfortunate enough to fall under her spell become trapped in a nightmarish world of torment and despair, forced to relive Yurei's final moments over and over again. As the legend of Yurei continues to spread, the people of Tokyo live in fear of the ghostly woman who walks among them. Some claim to have seen her lurking in the shadows, while others swear that they have felt her cold touch upon their skin. And so, the tale of Yurei remains a cautionary warning to all who dare to venture out into the streets of Tokyo after dark. For in the shadows of the urban landscape, a vengeful spirit waits, ready to exact her revenge on those who have forgotten her tragic fate. And once Yurei sets her sights on you, there is no escape from the horror that awaits.